General Hospital spoilers 7/3/24. Alexis versus Ava Round 2. The fallout spreads in today's all-new General Hospital spoilers. Sasha offers Christina and Blaze advice. Lois has an idea. Nina makes a promise to Maxie. Sonny warns Natalia. And Alexis angrily confronts Ava. But who will emerge the victor? Christina and Blaze are still reeling from being publicly outed in The Invader when Sasha tries to offer her perspective, having been put under the microscope when she had public breakdowns while acting as the face of deception. I wanted to give you the benefit of my hard-won experience, the former model says. As everyone at Deception tries to figure out what to do with the mess that the article featuring Natalia's homophobic comments created, Lois thinks she might have something. I do have a suggestion, Lois reveals. Maxie thought Nina was her friend, so to find out that her paper was the one that published the scandalous story really hurt. But Nina vows that Adrian won't get away with it. He's going to answer for what he's done. The publisher promises. Sonny was upset to hear that Natalia was capable of saying such awful things, but when she informed him that it was Ava who recorded their conversation and leaked it to the press, he warns her to be careful. There's no limit to how far Ava will go, he cautions. Carly pays Jocelyn a visit to tell her something she really should know. There's a really good chance I could go to prison, she informs her daughter. Alexis was already furious with Ava for having her disbarred years ago, so learning that she was also the one who leaked the recording of her conversation with Natalia to Adrian just made things 10 times worse. You want to guess what it is? Alexis asks Ava. Ava came out on top during the last round, but might Alexis get the upper hand this time around? In the world of soap operas, drama reigns supreme, and nowhere is this more evident than in the hallowed halls of General Hospital. July 3, 2024, promised yet another epic clash between two formidable characters, Alexis Davis and Ava Jerome. Their rivalry, filled with history, betrayal, and raw emotion, has captivated audiences for years. As the clock ticked towards the episode, fans eagerly awaited the fireworks sure to erupt between these titans of Port Charles. Setting the stage, Port Charles buzzed with anticipation as the sun dipped towards the horizon on July 3rd. The hospital corridors echoed with the usual hustle and bustle, doctors and nurses scurrying to and fro, tending to the sick and wounded. But behind closed doors, the tension simmered between Alexis and Ava. Alexis Davis, the brilliant attorney with a penchant for trouble, paced her office. Her mind raced with thoughts of Ava Jerome, the cunning art dealer who always seemed to be one step ahead. Their rivalry had evolved from professional adversaries to personal vendettas, fueled by past betrayals and shared loves. Lost, Alexis knew tonight's confrontation would be pivotal, not just for them but for everyone in their orbit. Across town, Ava Jerome stood before a mirror in her lavish penthouse, a portrait of elegance and steel. She adjusted a strand of dark hair, her gaze steely and determined. Alexis Davis had been a thorn in her side for too long, and tonight, Ava vowed to settle the score once and for all. The stakes were high, alliances were fragile, and neither woman would back down without a fight. The history, to understand the gravity of their feud, one must delve into the tangled web of their shared history. Alexis Davis, once a pillar of legal prowess in Port Charles, had battled demons of addiction and tumultuous relationships. Her love life intertwined with the likes of Julian Jerome, Ava's brother, whose demise had only intensified the animosity between the two women. Ava Jerome, on the other hand, embodied the epitome of a femme fatale with a heart of steel. Her ambitions in the art world often mirrored her thirst for power in personal conflicts. Her relationships were a tapestry of manipulation and desire, with Julian's death marking a turning point that thrust her into the crosshairs of Alexis's relentless pursuit for justice. Their paths had crossed in courtrooms and hospital corridors, each encounter leaving scars deeper than the last. Betrayals, secrets exposed, and alliances shattered had marked their journey, creating a tapestry of intrigue that drew viewers in with each twist and turn. Round 1. The Prelude. Their first confrontation, etched in the annals of soap opera lore, had been explosive. It began with a clash over shared interests, escalated by personal vendettas, and culminated in a showdown that left the community of Port Charles reeling. Lives were upended, alliances tested, and truths unearthed as Alexis and Ava squared off in a battle of wills. Alexis had uncovered damning evidence against Ava, evidence that threatened to unravel the art dealer's carefully constructed facade. But Ava was no stranger to adversity. Her cunning and resourcefulness turned the tables, exposing vulnerabilities in Alexis's armor. The fallout was catastrophic, leaving scars that festered beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to ignite once more. Round 2. The Showdown. As the clock struck the appointed hour on July 3rd, viewers settled in, their eyes glued to screens that illuminated living rooms across the nation. The stage was set for round 2 of Alexis versus Ava, a battle that promised to redefine their tumultuous relationship once and for all. The first tremors of conflict reverberated through General Hospital as Alexis crossed paths with Ava in the hospital's bustling corridors. Their eyes locked, each gaze a silent challenge that spoke volumes of the history between them. Ava's voice cut through the din, cool and collected as she addressed Alexis with a hint of disdain that betrayed years of simmering animosity. "You never learn, Alexis." Ava's voice carried a dangerous edge, her words laden with veiled threats and unspoken promises of retribution. Alexis, undeterred by Ava's bravado, stood her ground with a steely resolve that mirrored her adversaries. "Maybe not, Ava, but neither do you," she shot back, her tone laced with a mixture of defiance and determination. The tension between them crackled like electricity, drawing bystanders into their orbit as they circled each other with the precision of seasoned adversaries. Words were exchanged like daggers, each barb striking a nerve as they navigated the treacherous terrain of their shared history.